Sure.
there's a lot of conversation happening around how the government plans to sell, quote unquote, sell national assets, and of course, it's a big misinformation that's going around. Now, before we get into the detail of the criticisms of the entire plan that is there at hand, could you, in brief, tell us about what the government intends to achieve by monetizing such national assets?
First of all, Sharan, what I would like to clarify here is because there is so much going around about this, and of course a lot of hearsay about how the government is selling off the crown jewels of the country and all of that. Those are all absolutely false statements, right? It is very, very clear. It is a national monetization pipeline, which is being made with the intention of utilizing, or rather proper utilization of brownfield assets. We'll come to what brownfield assets mean, but basically underutilized assets being now upgraded, or things that have not been fully utilized either during past governments or even during the current government's term. The whole idea is to bring the private public partnership model into play, and somehow get them to generate revenue fee. Now, a good way for our listeners to understand this model would be, think about Airbnb, right? Airbnb is a classic example. Airbnb as a company is today as large as it is by allowing normal people to actually utilize their underutilized assets.
Right.
An extra room in their home, or a holiday home that they haven't used, they upgrade it a little bit. They provide better convenience and they charge people for it, right? And people that come in and use those services are also happy with the services. So this is a win-win. It's a very similar model, and it's an easier way to probably understand this, in my opinion. And so this whole thing about that the Congress and the opposition party is claiming about the government selling off these crown jewels, again, quote unquote, is absolutely false, right? And why is this plan so important today? Is the most important question. Like you yourself said, 6 lakh crores is not small change. It's a lot of money.
Right.
To again give some context to our listeners, 6 lakh crores is actually 1/6 of the entire country's budget, right? So this year's country's budget is, if I'm not wrong, 34 lakh crores, right? Which is approximately 1/6. And if the government is actually doing something as ambitious to go ahead and figure ways out to bring in more money into the system, to actually do that without selling off assets, which has always been the norm generally, right? It's something to be applauded. And another argument that I've heard in conversations over the last 3 days is how people say, we've always known this. People have given out 99-year leases. Government gives out 99-year leases, right? To educational institutions, etc., and it never comes back, and so on. But if all those people that are saying it just need to go back and look at what the government is saying, it's very clear with its agenda. It is saying most of these plans are going to be 30-year plans, right? With an option to renew for another 30 years, now based on XYZ criteria. We will not get into the details of that because, which is not necessary at this point, but it's very clear. So yeah, I think it's a very, very ambitious move, a move that is very relevant in today's terms. And this is also being linked to the national infrastructure pipeline, which is why becomes so important at this crucial time.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.